Last Friday, there was a deadly shooting at the CDC headquarters in Atlanta. The suspected shooter, 30-year-old Patrick White, believed that the COVID-19 vaccine made him sick. A police officer was shot and killed. In the aftermath, employees of the Center for Disease Control spoke of a tragedy many saw all too foreseeable. The questions they suddenly were forced to consider, such as wondering if the windows at their offices were bulletproof and what areas on campus had poor cell reception, were inconceivable just last year, but under the current administration, and more specifically, under the leadership of RFK Jr., they seem not only plausible, but if anything, understated. The staff has been confronted with the unimaginable prospect of working for a leader who not only denies their mission statement, but actively spreads disinformation about vaccines that sow distrust and help poison the mind of a disturbed individual. It's not just Kennedy's rhetoric. He's already terminated hundreds of employees at the agency and advocates slashing his own budget in roughly half. The CDC's Vaccine Advisory Board was summarily replaced, populated now with quacks who share RFK's conspiratorial delusions. He apparently has the same overhaul plan for the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force and has made it clear that developing new vaccines and combating infectious diseases are at best low on his list of priorities, or worse yet, things he will actively try to undermine. If you told me just a few years ago that the scientific and medical heroes who developed the vaccine that allowed the world to reemerge after a pandemic that claimed millions of lives, that they would have to fear for their careers and even their safety, I would have called you insane. Even more shocking to me is that the very president who authored Project Warp Speed that developed the life-saving vaccine now disavows it and appointed a vaccine denier to be our chief health officer. Can you imagine going to work today at the CDC and knowing your boss not only lies about your life's work, but manipulates data and even denied the motivation of the killer who shot up your workplace? Imagine being a public servant and your own government has made you a target. It would be inconceivable if it wasn't our current reality.